Hey, 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 welcome back to the Passive Buddies podcast. In today's episode, we are talking about passive income ideas and specifically for middle-aged men. Now, this might be a question that hurts. Brandon, do you class yourself as a middle-aged man yet?
I wouldn't. That doesn't hurt. No. I don't think of myself as a middle-aged man. I think myself more as a money friend.
Oh,
No.
I like
I,
it.
I would say I class myself. It's funny because when I was a kid, I was like, man, when I get to 30, game over. Like you're old at that point. Like you are like the dad, you are doing the kid stuff, and you aren't um, like life is over for you at that point. And I came to realize that that's not the case at all because it's funny is when we're kids growing up, we're actually watching our parents grow up also
Hmm.
because like I mean at 30 we're still growing. I feel like I'm growing every single day with technology, with learning. I learn more today than I ever wanted to in school. And so I'm constantly learning. And so I feel like these are even the best time. I feel like every year gets better. My 30s were better than my 20s. My 20s were better than my teens, I'm guessing. I really don't remember besides playing football. And so it just keeps getting better every single year, every single decade. So I'm definitely looking forward to my middle age, or I think, did you say middle age? Men.
Hmm.
So I would say that middle age, probably like 45 to 60. But I think it's numbers, age is just a number. So I think that if you think you're old, you're gonna feel old. I feel like I'm still like 20, and so yeah, I don't really feel that way, but I think some people do, and that's why we're creating this podcast because life doesn't end when you turn middle age. Like you literally can still make a shit ton of money.
You're absolutely right, and it gets probably to this stage, especially if you've gone through the system like most people have. You get to, like, as you say, early 30s, pushing 40, and you're like, I don't want to do this for the rest of my life. I don't want to work for the rest of my life. I don't want to do the next 40 years in an office job or a construction job. You get to it and you go, but what can I do? Like, I only know construction, or I only know like project management or office work or anything like that. And it gets to a point, like, especially with this, like, for men, like, it could be like the stigma of like going on social media and being that influencer or anything like that, or different things. You might talk yourself out of it rather than talk yourself into it, and you'll put all of these excuses in the way, like, well, I'm 30 plus, I'm a bloke. I'm supposed to be like the construction girl, like, type of guy. Like,
Yeah.
I'm a lad's lad or anything like that. You can easily create enough excuses for you not to do anything. And I think the purpose of this specific episode is to sort of remove those excuses, remove those false obstacles that you've put in there, and show you some easy ways to make some passive income online and as a guy. So, Brandon, I think
Yeah.
this is a nice little
Well,
segue for you.
yeah, definitely. Thanks for am I the middle-aged guy now that's going to be talking about passive income? No, I just to kind of reiterate real quick. Don't think you're too old to be on social media, to be that influencer. Right when you said that, and you were saying like the burly man who's doing construction, and when you said that, it reminded me of the Liver King. Like, I'm sure he's a popular guy today because he talked about only eating liver, and he has this amazing physique, and he's just blah blah blah. Obviously, it came out later that he did steroids, which is, if you actually look at steroids, it's if you do hormone replacement, it's actually really good for men. But look into it. I mean, I'm not a doctor or anything, nor do I say steroids usage is good or bad. Obviously, hormone therapy, if you need it, is definitely good because it regulates our bodies. But the Liver King is 45 years old. and that guy looks amazing. He's a huge influencer, even though he just got called out on some things. But I think that that's amazing at 45 that he's still. I mean, that's not a bad like. It's not. It's not like he's old. Like now that I'm thinking about it, like 45 is not old at all. I'm like I'm 9 years away, and a third of my life still. And I think that you can still do it at 45. So now let's get into some of the ways you can actually make money from online or as a middle-aged man. So there is so many different ways. I mean, for me, I've always been in real estate. If you have a W-2, I always say like a lot of people, and I've never had a W-2.
What's a W-2?
I never had a 9-to-5.
Oh,
I was never a W-2 employee, which is a tax form. And so versus a 1099, I guess I could call people their jobs by their tax form, but I was never a W-2 employee, or I kind of was as a kid, but I never did it as an adult. I don't even think I'm an adult still, but the easiest way to get money from the bank is having a W-2 tax or being a 9-to-5 employee. For me, when we moved from California to Texas, they wouldn't consider my income because I went from personal training, making well over 6 figures, having 10 rental properties, to moving to Texas. And they wouldn't take consideration any of my income because I started a new LLC. And so I had to wait 2 years. Luckily for me, I knew this ahead of time. So before we even moved, I started an LLC within California, or in Texas, living in California. So it kind of helped with a few things. But that having a W-2 is a great way to start investing in real estate, because you're able to use your W-2 as guaranteed income and be able to show the banks that you make a good debt to income ratio and you can afford to invest in real estate. You can get into stocks and crypto if that's your thing. I mean, a lot of employers have a matching contributions when it comes to 401ks, which is kind of like, I think, your pensions in a way. A little bit different than our pensions. I think your pensions for life.
Yeah.
Ryan? So are they guaranteed income until you die, or is it money you've been putting in and then when it drains, it's gone?
I think what they do is, like, when you go to retire, because obviously I'm not there yet and I don't have a pension.
Right.
So what my understanding is, obviously, you build your pot up and then basically it'll divide it over X amount of years.
Okay.
And it'll sort of, I'm assuming it goes off like life expectancy.
Yeah.
So then it'll just divide it up. But I'm not 100%. It's just not a route I go down.
Is it tied into the stock market?
I don't know.
Okay. Well, a 401k for us is a employee contribution, and usually employers will match those contributions. So, for instance, my wife, she has a 401k, and she gets her company matches 5% of her contributions of her income. Sorry, 100% of her 5%. So if she makes, let's say she only makes 100,000, to make math easy. She makes 100,000. She puts in 5%. So she puts in $5,000 a year of her 100,000, and her employer will match up that 100% of that 5%. So they'll put in 5,000. So technically, she's making 100,000, but getting contributions of 10,000 into her 401k. And depending on, and it goes into the stock market, and then the stock market pays, obviously goes up and down. So over time, she buys more dividend stocks. So what I'm saying is, if you're not doing 401k or matching contributions, you can get into dividend stock investing, where you put in your money and then your dividends will pay you past income. You can do this with crypto. We talk about crypto a lot in previous episodes. I have a whole channel dedicated to YouTube, to crypto and all sorts of fun stuff. But we also have a whole training on how to create the infinite money loop within our cash flow challenge. So definitely check out the links below, because we talk everything about all sorts of different ways to make passive income with crypto, with real estate, with affiliate marketing, AI, automation. So definitely check that out down below. But there are some alternative investment things too, that you can do. Say, lending money, you become a bank. You can get into precious metals if that's something you're interested in. There are so many different ways. But Brian, what are some of your favorite ways to make income if you're a middle-aged man?
So I think obviously if I like, my experience is very much online, isn't it? So when you look at passive income streams online, it really is like recurring affiliate marketing is a huge one, right? And picking softwares and selling softwares to people absolutely love, because once you lock in a software, 9 times out of 10 they stay there for a hell of a long time. So the retention rate is really good.
We'll have to talk about that actually.
What? Sorry.
We'll have to talk about that stick rate, because we've always had this feud about the ClickFunnels and the high level. And what happened recently?
I knew at some point you were going to bring that up. So yeah, I actually left ClickFunnels. I pressed my cancellation button for like the other day, and it hurt. It really hurt. I was gutted to be leaving. And I actually left because although I love ClickFunnels and I always will do,
you love the community.
The community is incredible, and I'm still in the community, but I'm not part of the community, if that makes sense. Right. That whole ethos and the trainer I do quite like, but ClickFunnels 2.0 still isn't finished, which don't get me wrong, when it is, it's going to be ridiculously powerful, but it's still not finished. And I think that was sort of bugging me a little bit. There was still like bugs and issues, and I was still getting done. I was still making sales through it. People were still buying it. People still love it, but it was just a little bit annoying. So I actually moved over to High Level this week. Well, my assistant's been moving me over to High Level. I've not done it. But yeah, but if you look at the stick rate, I've had a ClickFunnels account for 6 years.
Yeah.
So it's absolutely insane. And people literally, some of my affiliate commissions have had ClickFunnels for 3 years, and I've been making residual income from that. So softwares and promoting softwares either in your business or around different things can really help. You don't even need to show your face when it comes to software reviews. You can literally do a faceless YouTube channel. And then we've spoke about that in the past, where a faceless YouTube channel or a YouTube channel in general can have multiple streams of income built in that. Obviously, you've got your ad revenue, you've got affiliate commissions, you can have sponsors and all these different things. Literally, you can drive from a YouTube channel, so you can build five income streams just off one platform. And I know, for instance, Instagram's going the same way, and people are starting to pay for you to put ads and give you cuts of what's going on to create that content. You can be faceless, you can do personal brand. I always recommend personal brand, because you can connect with your audience and have a stronger connection, which means they're more likely to stay. And that was one of the strengths of ClickFunnels, that community build, and the way they've done that allowed people to have that personal connection without knowing that, for instance, like Russell Brunson, but they have that personal connection and they'd like to stick around that scenario. Creating that massively does help. So it's crazy. Like, you've done a couple lately, which I think has been amazing. You've done Udemy. You've started launching courses on Udemy, and you're getting passive income from that. You've created that course once, and it's literally bringing in you money every day. You've just gone and put Google ads on your blogs, so you've got AdSense from your blog. So tell us a little bit more about those ones, because they are pretty much, especially from a Udemy perspective, it's create your course and it's done. And it does just build that passive income. And the same with the blog, right? The blog, it's done. So talk to us a little bit about those two, because they excite me.
Yeah. So with anything, I think that you need to find something that resonates with you. If you're someone who doesn't like writing, then blogging is probably not the best thing for you.
Unless you use AI.
Unless you use AI. But even then, I mean, just reading, and if you're not a reader, or a writer, then, and those kind of go hand in hand, then I think that blogging probably isn't the best for you. If you're more of a visual person and and you're more animated, my YouTube channel is literally called The Boring Passive Income Guy because I'm super boring. Like I'm not trying to like have all these cuts and these amazing intros and stuff like that, because I'm not trying to do entertainment. I'm trying to just do value. And I'm sure later on when I decide to add all that, I definitely can, and I'll maybe have to switch my name, or maybe it'll be like not even a double entendre, but more of just a
ironic.
Yeah, thank you. So, but to get back to the question, if you notice, I do blogging makes me passive income. I do with AI, by the way. I do YouTube, which I monetize. I'm doing Udemy, which is just really taking content that putting it in an outline that is consumable, and then launching it onto one of these self-hosted platforms. Not self-hosted, they're hosting it, and you just put it on their platform. We do have our courses also, different courses on our self-hosted, which is the Cash Flow Challenge, and that's all within High Level, and it does all the membership areas, and it does all the emails and marketing and all that. So that's something totally different. But to kind of go over, like, say for instance, AdSense, I have 2 blogs. I literally just launched one a couple weeks ago. No, probably a week ago now. And it's already gone parabolic in just impressions. And it is a topic I am interested in, but I've never actually done it because I live in this big house for me and my wife only. It's 3,500 square feet, 9,100 square foot lot. And literally, we use like a fourth of the house. We barely use our theater room, which is across the way from me. But I find living off the grid, because that's the topic, is living off the grid, is very interesting to me. Like, we just put solar on our house, and I think that conserving energy and having like a homestead would be pretty cool. My brother is super into chickens, and so he has like 25 chickens now in California, which is kind of like odd. But hey, now there's a egg shortage, and so he has all these chickens that are producing eggs, and he doesn't have to spend all this money on eggs, which is kind of cool. And so I'm creating a blog on that because I found it interesting. And now I'm using AI to write it all. And so I'm learning kind of as I'm doing it, and I'm putting content out there. And then I can once I get it to a certain point, I can put AdSense on there and make money, because people go view the different pages, I think it's RPM, like, I don't remember. No, it's not RPMs. It's views per, like 1,000 per views or whatever, views per 1,000 or something like that. And so however many views that ad gets, I get a dollar value. And then if someone clicks on a particular ad, then I get even more of paid out. So I'll get that to a certain point where it's earning money. But previously, my current blog, or my old blog that I still am updating now using AI, even more so, is all about affiliate marketing. And I posted only 4 blogs on High Level, and that's the software. And now I get maybe $1,500 a month, recurring every single month for like, and it's been growing over time. But just from commissions from that, like Brian was saying, I just added AdSense on there, so I'm making $1 every day or so. But I don't get a lot of views, but that adds up. And as I grow it more, I'm going to get ranked for more keywords, and I'm going to get more higher positions on the leaderboard, essentially on the Facebook machine. And then I will get more views, and then it will just compound. But you can also get brand deals or partnerships. And so I get contacted a lot on YouTube, but one of them was a software called Contact Out. Is that what it is? I think it's Contact Out. And essentially what it does is I can put in title or description title of someone like trucker or affiliate marketer or whatever someone's position is in the workplace. And it will print out all those people. And I can do it by like California, the United States, the UK only, whatever that is. And then it will show me all those people and hundreds of thousands or millions or whatever. And then I can show their email. And then I can take that and scrape all those emails, not really scrape it, export the emails and upload it to my CRM, and then send them cold email outreach. And so I can build my list that way. And so I got that, which is like, I want to say $3,000 a year to use. I get it completely for free, just because I have one little backlink to their website about SEO. And so that's $3,000 a year that I don't need to spend. So it's all these different ways you can earn money, and you can earn money in various different ways, from brand deals, from AdSense, from affiliate links on your website, from your own courses. So all these different ways you can make money just from blogging. And obviously we talked about courses. So like having a course on Udemy, having our own courses, all these different ways to make money through one course or 2 courses or 10 courses or whatever that is. There's so many ways to make money online. And there's so many ways to make money offline also, like we talked about earlier in the podcast, with real estate, dividends, precious metals, lending. Like I remember lending money to people and earning a percentage. My mom is she has all this money right now. And she's like, Brendan, can I give you some money? Can you borrow money and pay me instead of the banks? And she wants to lend me money so I can utilize it. And she invests in real estate too, but she wants to lend me money so that she can make a percentage instead of just sitting in the bank. So yeah, there's so many ways to make money. It doesn't matter what age you are, just start taking action.
You're absolutely right. Mate, well, you nailed it. There's no reason to add any more, guys. There's, as Brandon said, there's so many different ways, whether you want to be front facing, whether you don't want to be front facing, whether you like video, whether you like writing. There's so many different elements. If you want to hide behind a theme page on Instagram and sell shout outs, it's ridiculous what you can do today. And there's no reason why you have to stay in that office job, have to stay in that construction job until the day you die, because practically they keep putting retirement up, so you ain't going to get long after retirement anyway, so you may as well start breaking out now. Brandon, you have a final point.
Yes, I do have one final point, and it's funny that you caught that because I forgot we usually don't look at each other, or I don't look at you. I typically am looking at my screen. I love your pretty face, but you're a distraction. You're just so good looking, so I need text in front of me. But my final point was that you were talking about you don't need to even be forward facing with AI. And if you guys haven't listened to our last podcast about that, it was maybe an episode or two ago.
Episode.
Yeah, definitely check that out, because there's I think it's called Pictorial, which is Pictorial AI, something like that. Just look it up. Look up Faceless or something. It will literally create YouTube videos for you based on a description, and create the slides for you, create everything for you that will literally just take, I saw it the other day, it was talking about VPN and protecting you from hackers. And it literally created a script and then put pictures and video based on that actual text. So if it said hackers in it, it showed this guy with almost like a shade over his face, with sunglasses, it was a shadow over his face, and then computer code behind him on a screen, and it looked like he was a hacker. And just the cool things that AI is doing. So definitely check out that podcast. There's also avatar.ai, which you can literally take a video of yourself, and it will replace your mouth with the words. So it's like deep fakes in a sense, and you're able to create content where you were able to replace yourself with yourself, where it's you don't need to actually have you talking. You can send automated marketing messages to people saying, hey, Brian, hey, Joe, hey, Ryan, and you don't even need to say those words. It already creates your sound of your voice and your picture of you doing it. Or you can create your own avatar of not you, and just a random AI generated one with its own voice. And you can literally use those as your front facing person. So there's so many ways to use AI now, in even if you're a middle-aged man, to do online content. So I really am excited about this new world we're living in.
It's mad, isn't it? Because it's completely different to where we started years ago, isn't it? Already, and it's like it's come on so much. It's, as you say, it's super exciting. So, guys, thank you so much for tuning into today's episode. If you've liked it, please let us know. Comment, subscribe. Let us know what type of content you enjoy. Don't forget to check out the Cashflow Challenge below, where we teach everything that we talk about in the podcast in great, good detail. So, 100% click that link, and we will see you on the next episode.
Peace.